Good evening. Tonight we begin with a shocking investigative report by Brian Ross on the latest enterprise of organized crime, the mob. The mob goes where the money is, and over the years it has moved into legitimate businesses as well as drugs and vice. It has controlled construction projects, meatpacking operations, the clothing trade. Now, a new ripoff for the mob. And after a 3-month investigation, Brian is prepared to bring us the first of 2 reports.
This is the part of Long Island near New York City that F. Scott Fitzgerald wrote about in The Great Gatsby. Fabulous homes, great wealth. Some of the richest people in the country live here, including the alleged young mafia boss who has just had this place built for him. His name is Michael Franzese, shown here at a party in Florida last year. State and federal law enforcement authorities in New York and Florida say Franzese, who is only in his 30s, is the youngest mafia boss in the country and possibly the richest. Authorities say in the last 5 years, Franzese and some of the men around him have made perhaps as much as $1 billion. Not from heroin or cocaine or prostitution or gambling, but from a new mob business. Gasoline. For more than a year now, FBI agents and police in states along the Atlantic coast have been following the movement of hundreds of millions of gallons of gasoline by companies said to be controlled by the Mafia. Authorities say Franzese and other organized crime figures in a very short period of time have taken over or set up their own storage terminals, tanker truck fleets, wholesalers, jobbers, a whole network, everything necessary to move gasoline under mob rule from the refinery to the corner gas station.
I would compare them to a pack of jackals.
These men, who asked that their identities be concealed, say their wholesale gasoline business was taken over by Mafia thugs who showed up and threatened to kill them if they wouldn't do business the way the mob wanted them to.
Carrying on like this, waving his hands around and going, God damn, it's gonna be done my way. I'm the boss around here. I say what goes on around here. It's gonna be done my way.
And this is the Mafia's way. Mob-controlled gasoline companies, often working in the middle of the night, sell and deliver one tanker load after another, and just don't pay the federal and state gasoline taxes they're supposed to. It is a bonanza for the mob. In New York State, for example, the taxes due on just one 8,000-gallon tanker load of regular gasoline come to $2,128. And authorities say mob gasoline companies have for years made tens of thousands of tanker runs without paying taxes and without getting caught.
And the motorist will come here.
Because they don't pay gasoline taxes, the mob sells gasoline to gas stations at prices 3 to 4 cents a gallon lower than legitimate dealers can offer. And these men say even local dealers under contract to major oil companies wanted secret deliveries of the mob's cheap gasoline.
We had Mobil stations, we had Texaco stations, we had Chevron stations, we had Shell stations.
Authorities say the Mafia first moved into the gasoline business in New York and is now active in at least 12 other states. By some estimates, the loss in gasoline taxes is as much as $1 billion.
You're talking about billions and billions of gallons of gasoline.
Robert Dempsey, the head of the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, says the mob has been so successful because very little checking is done on taxes due from gasoline wholesalers.
But if Florida and New York and New Jersey were examples, it was obvious that they found the loopholes and they jumped into them. And the potential for it being a nationwide scheme in every state that has gasoline tax revenues is quite obvious.
Florida has been the most aggressive of the states going after the mobsters. 1 month ago in Costa Rica, Florida investigators arranged a secret meeting with this man, a Panamanian lawyer who helped the mob set up its gasoline front companies. And now, Florida investigators have broken the mob's computer codes, making it possible for investigators to find out how business records were falsified to show tax payments when there were none. The mob's own records show transactions with hundreds of gasoline companies. And now, for the first time, industry leaders are talking about their fears of a Mafia takeover. Tom Plattis, the president of Highway Oil, one of the country's largest chains.
5 years ago, me talking about the Mafia and the gasoline business would have been absolutely a joke. But it's gotten serious where the point that it could very easily happen.
That they could move in and take over?
they could take over a substantial portion of it.
There have been some arrests. Several mob gasoline companies have been put out of business, and prosecutors in Florida and New York are preparing new charges. But as of now, in many places, gasoline is a mob cargo. Brian Ross, NBC News, New York.
Tomorrow night, Brian will show us how the mob hides the millions of dollars that it makes by dodging gasoline taxes.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more of our Mafia TV series, please like and subscribe. Until next time, forget about it.